I am surely not alone in finding Gmail's filters quite difficult in Gmail itself to deal with when you get a lot of them, and I have got a lot of them. You go to settings, you go to filters on the top here, and you can see here I've got a whole load of these ordered in no particular order. It's quite hard to find the one you want. It's very hard to bulk edit, but it's very easy to export them and put them into this spreadsheet that I have made, that then I can look at all my ones here, and I can say, right, I want to look at all the ones that are to do with shopping, and then there are all my shopping and its parent directory, or I could go to ones that are just shopping itself, or the ones that are just labelled as not important, or just the ones that skip the inbox, or just the ones that auto delete, and I can take the most useful thing here is that this is for the summary page, but also I could take a whole load of these and only keep some of them. I can put them into this, which is where I can edit, and the most useful thing I can do in here is I can say, well, I'm just going to reorder the whole lot of my rules by I'm going to go for column P there, which is by what label they get put into, and then suddenly all my rules are really quite a lot easier to deal with. But I can still change them in here. I can say, we don't want it to be deleted, I want that one to be not spam, I want all of these ones, look how easy it is to batch edit, boom. Oh, but I can't have both important and not important. So there's, you know, that they're all going to get skip the inbox. I want all of those rules to be that. It will kind of colour them up the same. And you can see that's a lot easier to deal with. And then once you're happy, you can also drag and drop them into a different order if you want to do that kind of stuff, or do you know what, I want to delete all those rules there, I'm not interested in them. So that once you've done all your edits in there, you can then export it all in this tab here, and then that's can go back into Gmail and we're done. So I'll show you how that all works now. That's my copy, so we're not interested in that. This is the what you'll find, the link I'll share, and it says here you need to paste the imported information into this orange cell. Actually, sorry, it's not quite true. The first thing you need to do is make a copy yourself, so you can just have your own copy that's yours, private and safe. So you can just press make a copy like that, call it what you want. That's then in your own Google Drive, and your own private copy, and you can make as many edits as you want, etc. And that's your copy. The second thing to do after having made your own copy is to then export the data from Gmail, and it says here in the yellow cell what to do there. If for any reason there's other bump in here already, it will just say that you need to, it says it'll come up here saying that you need to take everything out of these three columns here, and then it'll be ready to use again. So to get the stuff out of Gmail, you can select all very quickly like that, and just press export there, and then you'll have all your rules done. But for this particular one, I'm just going to take 4 rules and export them, and then that should go up into my downloads folder, and it'll call itself a XML file. So you can either rename this one, or you can just make a copy, and then you've kind of kept your previous rules there. That's there, safe, and can be re-imported if anything goes wrong. But this is the one that we're going to be making an edit of. I'm going to take out XML at the end, and I'm going to put TXT, which just means a text file. So that then can be opened in Notepad. You'll say, yes, I want that to definitely happen, and then you can just click on it or press return. It will open itself up in Notepad, but it's in this inexplicable, difficult to deal with format. So I'm just going to press Control A to select it all, Control C to copy it, and then I'm going to put it into this copy of the spreadsheet we've just made that you'll have. It's all yours. So into the orange cell, as it says there, into the orange cell, and Control paste into there, and then that's just done on this tab here. The only other thing you can do here is you can, if you have an organisation and you want to have lots of different emails, you can use that there. This is the summary page where I showed you. It's kind of more useful when you have lots of rules. This is actually just to show the process of kind of it going in and out of this of the sheet, but this is not as useful when you've only got 4 rules. This is the page to look at the summary. But the edit goes to here. I want to make some edits to here. I want to say, for example, that I want this rule to be in that order, I want it to say delete, and I also want this rule here that's it's grouping itself as the same color because it's the same label. But why have two rules? Why not simplify and take that to be one rule? And so I can just put Amazon and eBay into the same rule now and just delete this second rule here. And now I've only got three rules, and I can then export them. They will be here to export here. So I'm just going to go to the bottom where it should say feed and take everything there highlighted, copy, and then pop that into the same kind of file as we took it out from. We're going to make a new one. We're going to paste into the new one, and that then can be saved just like how we took it out of Gmail. We're going to now put it back into Gmail. So this is now called catchyname.com, and then in that folder I've now got this. I'm going to, it was an XML, we changed it to TXT, it came back out of the TXT, we're going to put it back into Gmail as an XML. Yeah? And then I'll say you sure you wanted to change that, because when you change the bits after the dots, it makes sure you're happy with that. And that is now something I can import into Gmail like so. Gmail, import filters, and I'm going to choose the file I'm going to import, which is my catchy name file. And it will then say, well, then you've got to wait for it to load, and it says open file. And it's now found these three rules to do it. But one of my ones I've made it items in bin are not displayed. So yes, I could take all three rules, but in fact I only want this one that amalgamates the eBay and Amazon rule, and I'm going to now press. What am I going to press? Create filters. And there we go, it's made a filter, and there it is at the bottom there, eBay or Amazon is there. Now I could then delete the individual rules. If you, basically once, what I would suggest doing is what I've just done, I've made a new rule, but what I would do is take everything out of Gmail. I'd make sure it works like we've just done, and then I would say, right, in that case I'm going to select all, I'm going to delete them all, and then I've got it all safe in that downloaded folder that I had already, and now I can delete them all and then import everything, so it's all new again. Because as you can see, what I've done here is I've not deleted it first, which means I now have these separate rules that I was meant to be replacing with this one. Or you could just do it that way. That is all, I think. Apart from that, if you found this really helpful and want to buy me a little thank you, that would be absolutely lovely, but don't feel you have to, and there's absolutely no need to like and subscribe.